My name is Robert Walsh. The name of the event is Feed Happiness. It is to get local artists, musicians, entrepreneurs, and whoever else together in a beautiful environment, talk about social issues, network a little bit, have some wine, have some beer, have a nice meal, and listen to some good music.
I don't drive a new car. The cracks are lighted. I wouldn't drive it very far. I don't own a widescreen TV. Mine works good enough for me. When you listen to the radio, it's one-dimensional. You hear it, but you know it's a frequency. It's 98.5 or whatever you like. When you watch the television, it's two-dimensional. You see it, you hear it, but it's a frequency. So why don't you think that we're on a frequency? Why don't you think that we are not, I actually know the frequency is A. That's why the letter A in music is A. It's 440. That's the same rhythm we're vibrating to. Music vibrates every morsel, every little molecule in our bodies, but it's actually permeating your soul. That's why music is so important. Tell me what I should want to do. I should go. I won't drive a new car.
I think it's a difficult question to answer because it seems that it should be obvious. You know what I mean? Like, it seems that we should. In other words, I'm a little bit put off. That's a hard question. Why is it good to help other people?
One of the biggest reasons to help people is because we're all the same race. I take humans before anything else. It's one of the main things. We got to help each other out.
Well, because we're all a family. We're all a human family, and we need to look out for each other.
Each and every person out there is so beautiful. They all have deep, deep understandings of how to care, how to be part of something to grow this world. And we shouldn't think if they're raggedy or maybe can't shower every day, that they don't have something in their heart to help this world be a beautiful place. So if we neglect people that have such beauty within them, that's cold. It's an empty thing.
I went to school for psychology and theater, and I just decided to not use money for a little while and see what happened. And there's like a community there that's like a kind of like a gift economy community where everybody like shares their resources with each other, and it's interesting to be able to survive that way for however long.
So this is what we're going to do monthly. The main thing for this month is to take care of a woman, a very nice woman named Millie Mim from New Life Society, and it's to raise money for her organization, which is feeding those in need, elderly, the veterans, whoever's hungry on the boardwalk in Venice.
And some people find me very, very unique because I haven't really done anything in the world like partied or danced or gone out drinking or done drugs, but this is what God's put me on the path to do. So if it inspires others, I'm glad, But I feel that it's just who I am, and it's just meant to be that way.
We're not, we might be a handicapped in a capitalist sense, but in a religious sense or in a healing sense, it's almost a necessity. So it's very important, I think, what she does. I think is like I would eat there every day during the summer because it's so healthy, and so I would, and donate and, chill and stuff.
I get things kind of easy, and I'm living a good life, and I see a lot of needs that people need here in Venice and a lot of communities in California and everywhere. But so it's time to give back.
Dan, did you get that sensibility on your own, or was it the way your parents raised you?
I don't know the answer to that. I mean, I'm sure it was probably a bit of both. It's hard to say.
wait a minute, isn't that question obvious?
Yeah.
Aren't we supposed to help people?
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Right.
That's the
right.
thing. It's, you think we would be, but
Right.
it's not the way of the world. Look at what happened in Katrina.
My mom used to like force us to, not force, but she had a woman that was in a bad part of town, and we would go down and we would like bring her food and sort of help her out. I always felt that was kind of a chore, actually, as a matter of fact, because my mom was sort of forcing me to do it.
Good.
But
It's a good point.
well, no, it's like I went to college. I think it was when I went to college, and I started, studying Buddhism and Eastern philosophies, and getting sort of out of that capitalist Wall Street kind of culture. Kind of just made me start thinking in a more mature way.
And then eventually, in retrospect, you realize what she was forcing you to do was a good thing, and you put it into context then by studying Buddhism and said, oh, well, that was a good thing my mom did for me.
I'm raised Roman Catholic on Long Island, and my mother was always giving, and both of them were very religious, not very religious, but religious, went to church every Sunday, and talked about God, talked about Jesus, not too much, but enough.
Yeah.
And didn't stick with me. I went to church when I had to till I was 16, and then it was stopped for X amount of years, and I just never really got back into the church, but I'm very spiritual, very giving and loving.
My dad's Puerto Rican and my mom is Irish, and they actually were both Catholic, but they didn't believe in religion. Helping other people, compassion, like Jesus Christ is nice, and anybody that's a compassionate God,
Sometimes people say, oh, well, you isolate certain people if you're chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, but that's what I've been trained to do. I don't tell everyone this is what you should do or have to do or I expect you to. I share it with folks out there, but I also conclude our prayers with all glories to Jesus and all glories to Allah, Jehovah, Buddha, Adonai, Govinda, whatever name of God a person holds dear in their heart. So to me, the tests are coming from God, and I try to rationalize that a lot of people have a lot of bigger tests than I do.
If you need any of those things, you will never be happy, 'cause in spite of all your dreams, you will never be free. You will never be free. You get the full reproduction of that at Rod Huckabee at YouTube. Whatever.
Albert Schweitzer says the thing about giving is not so much that you're not getting paid for it, because you're not getting paid for this. You're doing this free of charge.
This is free,
volunteer.
but you get things back.
Right, but he
do.
said it's the privilege of doing it, giving to others.
Oh, that's the absolute truth.
Yeah, Rob, what a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You the man.
Here's adorable like
So
that.
isn't that amazing? So is that what you want? You want us to film? What do you want us to film?